From bone-chilling footage of a ghostly child's apparition in an abandoned mansion to jaw-dropping video evidence of the elusive Goatman, and even shocking photos that unveil the nightmarish abominations born from Soviet Union experiments. Piranhas are often portrayed in films as ruthless, man-eating predators. But when you see these tiny creatures, it's easy to dismiss them as harmless. After all, they're small, right? Well, think again. After watching this video, this astonishing footage was captured by a tourist who initially thought they were observing a peaceful alligator resting belly up in the water, but things were far from tranquil. These relentless little creatures are none other than piranhas, and they are tearing into the gator's body with a terrifying speed and precision. The gator appears to be dead, and the piranhas are feasting on its carcass, devouring it with their infamous rapid bites. Now, despite their fearsome reputation, they are not usually a threat to humans. They're carnivorous, yes, but they're not out there hunting people. In fact, attacks on humans are extremely rare, and if a single piranha ever did nip at you, you'd probably walk away with just a minor scratch. But if you find yourself in the water like this poor gator, well, may the odds be ever in your favor. We've all tried some pretty unconventional dishes while traveling through different cultures and countries. But have you ever considered tasting a mutated alien bird? What in the world is this? This video was shared by an anonymous user on X, showcasing some seriously creepy cooking skills. In the video, we see a bizarre creature sizzling away in a frying pan, and it's enough to give anyone nightmares. From the bottom, it looks like some sort of bird, but when you get to the face, things take a terrifying turn. It has two disturbingly human-like eyes, and its mouth, don't even get me started. It looks like something straight out of a monster movie. I honestly can't even begin to figure out what on earth this creature could be. Is it some kind of mutated bird? An alien experiment gone wrong? Your guess is as good as mine. If you have any idea what this guy is cooking, please let the rest of us know down in the comments, because this is one mystery that needs solving. The Soviet Union was a period of significant scientific advancement, but it also witnessed some deeply disturbing experiments. One such project, carried out by a so-called mad scientist, was nothing short of an abomination. What you're seeing isn't a trick. It's the result of a Soviet experiment from 1950, a two-headed dog created by Demikov. He took a German shepherd named Brodyaga and a smaller dog named Shavka, using Brodyaga as the host and attaching Shavka's head and neck. The procedure was nightmarish. Shavka's lower body was amputated, and her upper body was attached to Brodyaga's neck. The surgery involved intricate vascular reconstruction and stitching their vertebrae together with plastic strings, taking just 3.5 hours. Once brought back to life, both heads could see, hear, and eat. Shavka's head could even drink, though what she drank spilled out through a tube, as she wasn't connected to Brodyaga's stomach. These poor creatures lived for 4 agonizing days before a damaged vein ended their lives. Incredibly, one of Demikov's two-headed dogs survived for 29 days. This disturbing experiment serves as a chilling reminder of the extreme lengths the Soviet regime went to in the name of scientific progress, pushing the boundaries of ethics and humanity to terrifying extremes. There are countless videos floating around the internet, each claiming to capture an unknown flying object soaring through the sky. But how many of them are genuinely believable? Well, here's one that's certainly worth a second look.
La verdad es que no se puede apreciar. Voy a tratar de... Ya se fue, ya lo perdí.
Let me tell you, it's pretty weird. This thing looks like a giant flower-shaped piñata hovering in the sky. People were freaking out, thinking it was some kind of alien threat. Now, I'm all for a good conspiracy theory, but I'm leaning towards the idea that this might be a drone or some kind of costume kite. Modern drones come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, after all. But again, the size of this thing. It looks either really huge and far away, or it's quite small and close, like just a drone. The ambiguity of its size leaves us with more questions than answers. Whatever it is, it's definitely strange. And it's got me wondering, what else is out there? Ever find yourself wondering what the monsters in your sleep paralysis, nightmares might actually look like? Brace yourself. This video was also uploaded to a Facebook page called Unreal AI, and it claims to show an alien monster lurking in a lake. What we see is truly unsettling. The camera view captures the serene surface of the lake, but just beneath, a massive creature with an alien-like head and body emerges. The way it peers out, staring directly into the camera, is the stuff of nightmares. And just when you think it couldn't get any creepier, as the video nears its end, the creature suddenly flips back into the water, only to resurface with its head now enormous and practically in our face. It's the kind of eerie moment that stays with you. But before you lose your mind, here's the catch. This isn't real. It's a generated video. Still, the fact that we can conjure up something so terrifying is pretty concerning. If artificial intelligence can create things like this, what's next? It definitely gives you something to think about. There are countless great folktales out there, but none quite compare to the chilling Mexican legend of La Llorona. And guess what? This man has footage that might just prove she's all too real.
Ay, no manches. ¿Qué pedo? Ay, ¿dónde estás que no te veo, Llorona?
This video was recorded by a homeowner in the dead of night when they were startled by the sound of crying coming from the street. As the camera pans over the empty roads, you can clearly hear it. A haunting wail that sounds like a woman crying her heart out. It's so intense that even the street strays are freaking out, running around, as if they're trying to escape the terrifying sound. According to the man who recorded and uploaded this to TikTok, that bone-chilling cry belongs to none other than the infamous La Llorona. For those unfamiliar with the legend, La Llorona is a vengeful ghost from Mexican folklore, said to wander near bodies of water, mourning the children she drowned in a jealous rage after discovering her husband's infidelity. The story goes that anyone who hears her cry is doomed to misfortune or even death, with their life spiraling into failure. So now that we've all heard her cry, does that include us as well? You think finding a cockroach in your bathroom drain is gross? Just wait until see what this woman discovered lurking beneath a storm drain cover. It's enough to make your skin crawl.
Oh, it's full of ants.
In the video, we see the cameraman lady cautiously lifting up the sewer cap from a manhole, and the moment she removes it, she gets the shock of her life. Clinging to the walls are hundreds of tiny, rat-like creatures. At first, she's completely stunned, but then it hits her. they're not rats. They're bats, and not just a few. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of them. One of the bats even flies right at her, sending her into a full-blown panic. And that's where the video cuts off. These were hundreds of Daubenton's bats, apparently making themselves at home in the street's underground canal system. It turns out that bats use these sewer networks as a refuge and even as a nursery for raising their young. But honestly, just thinking about it is enough to give anyone the chills. And if you're wondering what might happen if you poked at them, just don't. Close the lid, walk away, and let them do their thing. We install security cameras to protect our property and keep an eye out for potential threats. But sometimes these cameras capture something so unexpected it'll leave you jaw-dropped. This Ring camera footage has been making its rounds on the internet, showing what some believe to be a spirit caught in the dead of night. In the video, we hear a strange metal chain scraping against concrete, followed by the appearance of a grainy figure right in front of the camera. This figure, vaguely humanoid in shape, materializes briefly before vanishing with that eerie sound. The figure is so grainy that we can barely make out its shape, but it definitely looks like a person, or something close to one. Now, this could just be a glitch, but if it were, why would the camera glitch into the form of a human figure? And what's with the chains? That sound alone is enough to send shivers down your spine. Either way, the homeowner might have a new reason to be on edge with this unsettling and inhuman intruder on their property. I used to dream of having the power of walking through walls while I was a child, and this video might just make you question if superpowers are real. The video you just watched was uploaded on X, and it shows a really tall figure casually walking right through a metal mesh wall, like it's nothing, as if he's some kind of ghost. As this humanoid figure glides through the mesh, an older lady nearby tries to follow suit, attempting to walk through the same mesh. But unfortunately for her, she bumps right into it and quickly realizes she's just an ordinary human like the rest of us. But, honestly, I think this was just an elaborate prank. If you look closely at the mesh where the man passed, you can see it looks a bit worn out, like it's been cut or tampered with at certain points, while the section where the lady bumps into is in perfect shape. It's probably just a clever setup, but I have to admit, if I were in that old lady's shoes, I'd be tempted to give it a try too. Our elders always warned us against venturing out alone at night, but we dismissed their advice as outdated. However, this chilling video has finally illuminated the very real dangers that lurk in the darkness. Terrifying, isn't it? This security camera footage captures a woman's harrowing encounter with something that defies explanation. In the footage, we see a view of a dimly lit street, and then a woman appears, sprinting down the road with a torch in her hand. She's screaming for help, glancing back frantically, as if something or someone is chasing her. After running for what feels like an eternity, she stops to look back, only to realize that the thing is still there, looming in the distance. This realization sends her into a full-blown panic, and she takes off again, terrified. What on earth just happened? If you watch closely from the start of the street, you can see a figure materialize out of thin air, slowly taking on a humanoid form. This figure is what sent the woman into a terrified sprint. It was stalking her, but instead of following, it just stood there at the end of the road, watching her fearfully flee. After watching this, I've made up my mind. I'm not stepping outside alone at night, even if someone offers me a free 5, that's for sure. In this gripping video, we follow the perspective of a police officer on a mission in a dark house, accompanied by a colleague. They use flashlights to navigate the dim environment. As they cautiously descend the stairs, a sudden noise, like something falling from a nearby room, startles them.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Right now! King 1, did you copy that?
Upon investigating, they find nothing out of the ordinary at first. However, the tension escalates when they enter a room and initially see nothing. But then, chillingly, the figure of a young girl with her face obscured by black hair emerges. The policeman yells for the girl to get on the ground, but what happens next is truly terrifying. In an instant, the girl appears right in front of the policeman and attacks him. Her movements and behavior are far from normal, suggesting something supernatural, more akin to a ghost than a human. This video leaves an unsettling impression. The sudden, inexplicable attack by the girl, who seemed to move supernaturally fast, adds a layer of horror to the situation. In this video, a man is hiking through a forest, likely in autumn, as indicated by the leafless trees. He spots a black, hairy creature off the side of the path, piquing his curiosity. Intrigued, he follows the figure with his camera as it crosses the path, moving calmly and seemingly unaware of being observed. The creature walks on 2 feet, adding to the mystery. As the man continues to film, he momentarily loses sight of the creature among the trees, but persists and manages to recapture its image. This peculiar detail leads to speculation about the creature's identity. The calm demeanor of the creature, especially in the presence of a human, is intriguing. It doesn't exhibit any predatory behavior, which casts doubt on the idea of it being a dangerous entity like a dogman. This raises questions about the authenticity of the video. The footage leaves an unsettling feeling. Is that really the best footage to date of a real dogman, or is it fake? In this video, a group of people on an expedition to observe gorillas in the wild are filming a seemingly peaceful scene. They capture a group of gorillas relaxing in their natural habitat. However, the calm atmosphere quickly shifts when one of the gorillas, appearing agitated, suddenly charges towards the group at a rapid pace. The gorilla's unexpected action brings a sense of danger and urgency to the moment. It even goes as far as to grab a man by the foot, attempting to drag him away, which heightens the tension. Fortunately, the quick intervention of the guides ensures the man's safety. This incident serves as a powerful reminder of the unpredictability of wildlife, even when they seem at ease. In this dramatic video, someone films from the street as a building is engulfed in flames, with thick smoke pouring out of the shattered windows on the fire-ravaged floor. Amidst the chaos and concern, a startling moment occurs. A cat is seen leaping out of a 5th-floor window. Remarkably, the cat lands on all 4 feet, a testament to its agility and survival instinct. The sight of the cat making such a daring escape and surviving is both shocking and impressive. Cats are known for their ability to land on their feet due to their highly developed vestibular system, but a leap from such a height is extraordinary. This video, captured by a street surveillance camera, shows a young boy playing alone in a park, surrounded by trees. Suddenly, the calm scene takes a dramatic turn when a dog appears, chasing a bear. It becomes clear that the bear had been dangerously close to the unsuspecting child, and the dog's intervention potentially saved the boy from a hazardous encounter. The presence of a bear so close to a child is alarming, and the dog's quick response is both brave and crucial. The bear, seemingly startled by the dog, is driven away from the park area. The footage leaves a lasting impression of the unexpected nature of wildlife encounters, especially in areas frequented by people. This incident could have taken a much more dangerous turn, if not for the timely intervention of the courageous dog. In this charming yet concerning video, a mom films from her house as a group of baby bears wanders into her courtyard on what appears to be a hot day. The young bears begin to play around, and even in the family's pool, showcasing a moment of innocent joy. Initially, the mother bear is nowhere in sight, but she eventually appears, keeping a watchful eye on her playful cubs. While the sight of these baby bears frolicking in the pool is undeniably adorable, it also raises an important alarm about wildlife. Bears venturing close to human dwellings indicate a blurring of the boundaries between wild and urban spaces, which can be problematic for both animals and humans. This video, though cute, leaves an unsettling feeling about the increasing interactions between wildlife and residential areas. It makes me wonder what is going on and why are these encounters so frequent. This video, captured by a garage surveillance camera, shows a startling and unusual animal encounter. A man is seen working on a project at a table in his garage, seemingly occupied with his task. Unexpectedly, a squirrel enters the garage, and in a surprising turn of events, it aggressively attacks the man, leaping onto his face. The man quickly reacts, removing the squirrel and fleeing, visibly injured from the encounter. Squirrels are generally known for being skittish and keeping a distance from humans, making this aggressive behavior highly unusual and concerning. This incident, where a typically timid creature like a squirrel launches an attack, is indeed alarming. It suggests an unusual shift in the behavior of wildlife, perhaps indicating stress or confusion in their natural environment, probably caused by humans. In this intriguing video, filmed from the perspective of a driver on the road, we witness an unexpected and baffling event. The driver is following a heavy tonnage truck, when suddenly the truck makes a swift turn, as if trying to avoid something. Initially, the reason for this abrupt maneuver is unclear. However, the mystery deepens as the camera reveals a man in a lab coat appearing seemingly out of nowhere on the right side of the truck. The suddenness of his appearance raises questions, as he was definitely not visible before. This unusual occurrence gives the impression that the man might have teleported onto the road, although this seems far-fetched. The video leaves me with a strange feeling, primarily due to the inexplicable appearance of the man in the lab coat. The incident seems to defy logical explanation, adding a sense of wonder and unease. In this video, captured by a surveillance camera in an office, we observe a typical work scene. A man is engaged in a video conference when suddenly his demeanor changes. He appears startled and begins to look around anxiously, as if he's heard something alarming. The calm of the office is abruptly shattered when a squirrel unexpectedly jumps into the room, causing a chaotic reaction. The man, clearly terrified, responds with a scream, grabs a bat, and jumps onto his desk in a frantic attempt to avoid the small intruder. The video captures the humorous yet startling effect a small animal like a squirrel can have when it enters an unexpected environment like an office. This video, recorded by surveillance cameras inside a house, captures a series of eerie occurrences that suggest a paranormal presence. The first footage shows a girl playing with her dolls. Notably, in the corner of the room, another doll dressed in a purple dress with 2 ponytails exhibits strange behavior. Its head slowly moves on its own, stirring questions about a possible ghostly presence in the house. In the second footage, taken in a different room, the same girl is seen doing her homework. Initially, papers on the table start moving abruptly, startling the girl and causing her to flee the room. Upon her return, the unexplained movements resume. Papers flutter again, her pencil box falls to the floor, and the table begins to shift by itself, as if manipulated by an unseen force. The incidents in this video, particularly the unexplained movements of inanimate objects, leave an unsettling impression. It suggests the presence of a ghost, seemingly intent on making its presence felt. Recorded in 2016, this video was anonymously posted on YouTube, and it features something that can be absolutely considered to be the stuff of nightmares. The man keeps saying that they heard someone screeching, and it was not anything like they have heard before. So he went down and out of the house to look if it was an animal in need of help or something. But instead found a creepy cryptid right on the roof staring back at him. It looked like a human with white straight hair, staring right at him. In seconds, the creature ducked back down and disappeared in the darkness. No matter how much the man tried, he could not find it again. The face of the creature reminds me of the rake, but it seems way too calm compared to the descriptions I have heard about. What do you think? Uploaded a couple of years ago by a YouTuber who has made the goal of his life to track Bigfoot and to prove to the whole world that they exist. But once as he was tracking the trail that he found, he somehow got too close to the beast and in the process ended up pissing the beast off. As he moved his flashlight and the camera towards where the creature was, the 2 glowing eyes stared into his soul and he knew he had messed up. If we look into it closely, we can clearly see that the creature was ready to pounce upon the man and get done with him once and for all. However, the guy ran for his life, and luckily the creature did not follow him around. Personally, I would have dismissed this clip by saying it could be some car's headlights, but after the editing of the footage, we can clearly see the creature moving its head towards the man, so they have to belong to a deadly creature. We can also see the size of the creature. It looks to be massive. This video was uploaded on TikTok with a guy claiming he saw this weird thing when he was out with friends late at night. He had no idea what the insect was, so he uploaded it in order to see what others had to say. It looked like a praying mantis trying its best to mimic a scorpion. The video sent a wave of shock and weirdness on everyone who saw it. For some, it was a mix between some saw-trap bug and a scorpion, while for others, it was a bug straight out of hell. I had this clip for weeks and was looking around what this might be, but was not able to find out. Do any of you know what this thing is? They say soldiers who die while protecting their country never really die. These guys were out driving late at night when one of them saw something on the bench in front of them. It looked like someone was sitting there, but it was not clear. As the car moved on, they saw it was not a real person, but a ghost of a man. Before this clip was recorded and uploaded, many people had reported seeing a soldier in uniform sitting on the bench, as if waiting for someone, and it will not be a coincidence that the bench was right next to a war memorial built years ago. The soldier probably came there every night in search of his loved ones, and in the hope that he will get to see them one day. Imagine coming to your home, but before you enter the house, you see a weird sight, a creepy crawling creature right on the roof, looking at you. As you start filming the creature hides behind the roof, only for it to reappear on the ground right in front of you. Well, this is exactly what happened to this man a couple of years ago in Brazil. As he uploaded the clip on the internet, he claimed this was an alien he saw and recorded on his camera. The clip received mixed reactions from people, from some claiming it being real to others thinking the video is fake and edited. For me, the video does look like it is edited, because if it isn't, should we start believing that the aliens are roaming on Earth without anyone noticing? Or could it be another cryptid? This video dates back to 1999 from Norton Hall, a daycare for old people. A group of care workers were continuously hearing weird sounds, which according to them sounded like a cat. They tried finding where the cat was, but they couldn't. However, one night when the cat was heard meowing way loudly than before, they decided to leave a laptop with a webcam on to see if it could catch the animal in need of help somehow. And what the camera recorded was a cat, but not a real one. Instead, a ghost cat was the animal they could hear the cries of. According to the people, that night, one person died there at the age of 99, and he was known to be the ultimate cat lover and even had a cat shelter. After that night, no one ever heard any cat crying for help ever again. Could it have been the spirit of a cat he cared for in his life, coming to visit him one more time, perhaps coming to help him into the afterlife? Most of the time, we have seen bears being outrun by hikers or snowboarders. However, if those clips make you think that if you ever encounter a bear, you can easily outrun it, then let me tell you, that is a wrong assumption you are making there. Watch this clip where we can see a grizzly bear sitting peacefully. However, in a minute, it starts running around, possibly trying to scare the animals around it or to catch one. And we can see how fast the bear hopping around in the long grass like no big deal. As a matter of fact, bears can run at a speed of 42 kilometers or around 30 miles per hour. So leave whichever thought you had in mind of outrunning a bear, because not even Usain Bolt with his top speed can do that. Your best bet if you don't have pepper spray is to either scare it or play dead. Recorded in 2015, the tragedy for this intruder unfolds as he jumps off the wall into the backyard of this house. He had no single idea what was about to happen. With his evil intentions, he was all in for looting whatever he gets his hands on. After minutes of looking around and seeing how everything is locked up with chains, he starts moving towards the front of the house to see if there was anything there he could steal. However, that's when one of the big dogs spots him and comes into action. The man tried his best to get away from the dog, from pushing it and kicking it away. To me, it even looks like the dog is not even giving his best. He's just pulling him a bit, while the other's dogs stand aside for most part. After minutes of struggle, he managed to get above a cart where the dog couldn't reach him and cried for help. This clip was recorded in 2019, and it shows how in the middle of the road, a man is seen standing completely still, as the cars moving on the road have to stop and turn around to avoid the man. He just stands there without even blinking or moving an inch from his spot. According to the men who were in the car, it was enough to give anyone a heart attack, as it was quite late at night, and to encounter that, anyone will think of it as a ghost or something. I am not sure what his deal is. Was the guy trying to scare people? Some people had said it is a cardboard made so that drivers slow down, but it is one of the most realistic ones I've seen, if that's the case. There is no limit to how scary nature can be, and there are some people who get to witness the terrifying side of nature firsthand. For instance, these people who were going on their way when suddenly trees started falling right in front of their car, as they stopped to see what was happening. It took them a second to realize they were in the middle of something very scary, and they needed to back off quickly, which they did. However, they were already in the heart of the action, so there was not time to get all the way out. The trees kept falling one by one, and ultimately one hit their car. But fortunately, it was a smaller one. Thankfully, these people were safe, but many were not as lucky, as this deadly landslide hit lots of homes and buildings and caught many people off guard, not ready to escape at all. Glitches in the Matrix are not something only bound to the movie. There are times when humans have encountered these glitches happening in real life as well, making us all think if what the movie said was actually true or not. This clip showed one such incident when a man saw a flock of sheep, which were normally grazing a moment ago, go still in a second. Not even one of them was seen moving. They just stood there, like someone took life out of them. The man was shocked to see what was happening, and so he saved the moment in his camera. The clip is 34 seconds long, and all that time, the sheep remained as still as they could. This clip even has me shocked. I have no idea what can cause such a phenomenon. Was there a predator nearby, and for some reason they thought freezing is the best course of action? If any of you have any idea what this was, feel free to comment down below. Seemingly a usual day in 2019, with trucks going on their business on the road. But then, not even a minute passes, and a huge windstorm is sensed to be coming towards the place. At first, it is only the benches which are pushed around by the wind, but soon the signboards, the tent nearby, and everything turns into a chaos as the storm approaches closer and closer to our spot. In just a matter of moments, we see a usual day turn into a mess. I am thankful I have not encountered many tornadoes, because this looks completely terrifying. This is like just a glimpse of the sheer power nature holds. A man shared this video on his Facebook profile, asking his friends and followers for answers about his terrifying encounter. At the start of the video, we can see a creature both terrifying and strange pouncing around in the backyard. It's really aggressive towards the man, and you can hear hissing sounds from it. At a quick glance, it might look like a weird bat or rayfish that ended up in the wrong place. But if you look closely, it has hands and legs all connected by thin wings, and even little horns on its head. It's like a creature that comes right out of hell. Even the dog in the video doesn't seem brave enough to go near this frightening thing, would you? Only when it's nighttime and when there's no one around, except for the deep forests and empty road, that's when the unknown emerges. This footage unfolds from a car's rearview camera, capturing a desolate forest road. While the car is reversed on the road, everything appears typical at first, until it suddenly isn't. During the reverse, a young woman inside the car catches sight of something in the distance. It's a shadowy figure that seems to be slowly moving. However, as the girl noticed closely, the figure was moving nowhere except towards the car. This figure begins a gradual approach, then picks up pace, hurtling toward the car. As the figure gets close, as any sane person will do, they press on the gas pedal and speed away. Up close, you can see the figure's long arms and big body that look a lot like a Bigfoot. But I'm not quite sure if that's a Bigfoot or cryptid or just some crazy man. It gives you a creepy feeling to think about what could have happened if the car didn't manage to get away in time. For those of you thinking of oceans as peaceful natural places, and where you can just enjoy the sound of the waves like you do on the beaches, this is not how they are. Oceans can be very scary at times, and this clip will just give you a glimpse into that. Recorded by a man who was kayaking peacefully in the ocean when he heard splashing sounds coming from his left side, and it did not take him long to realize that something was right under him, and he could be in grave danger at that time. However, the creature or whatever it was under the water went from his left to the right, splashing water in a terrifying manner before disappearing completely. Now, if I did not know that manatees are the ones who show this kind of behavior usually, I would have been freaked out too. And by the looks of it, it looked like the notorious manatees in action, for sure. Recorded and uploaded in 2014 by a mother who could not believe her eyes when she saw what her security camera had recorded. When her little son was out in the street playing with his bike right in front of their home, a dog saw him and came running to him. At first, they thought the dog might just be trying to play with him. But then, in a second, the dog bit him and was about to drag him onto the road when the cat attacked the dog. It's usually unlikely for cats to jump into action like that and kick the heck out of the dog, forcing it to run away whimpering. But this cat did not want to compromise on its human friend's life. The cat even followed the dog to make sure it wasn't coming back. The woman who came rushing to get her son said she was very grateful to the kitty and still thinks that it was an angel who came as the cat to help her kid. These men kept hearing weird noises coming from their backyard. Curious, they knew they had to go check what was there. At first, we don't see anything because of it being dark. All that we could see was the laundry they had put to dry out and nothing else. But then one of the men turns the light on and a creature crouching on the ground comes into view. The creature looked like it was looking straight at the man for a few seconds before it hurried back into the darkness. The video is of poor quality, so we cannot make out clearly what the creature looked like. But it was small, had a weird-shaped head, and was fast. According to the men, they immediately reported it to the authorities. But nothing like that was ever seen again. Ask me, and truth be told, it looked like it was really a cryptid. Maybe some kind of animal suffering from a disease. What do you guys think? It is not always cryptids or Bigfoots that roam around in the wild, terrifying the whole world. Sometimes it is birds or animals too, so unusual that they make it hard for us to believe our eyes, even if we might be standing right in front of them. Take this clip for instance. This man spotted a huge bird-like creature right in the middle of the woods. It had a long beak, brownish feathers, and was standing on its legs, walking around. The bird looked at the man for a few seconds before moving forward towards wherever it was headed. For me, it was unlike any kind of bird I had ever seen before, and can easily be a new species wanting to be discovered and studied. This 6-second long clip had everyone terrified when it was first uploaded on Facebook by the owner of the camera. He just wanted to share it with his friends and family to see what others think of the strange clip his camera had just recorded. According to him, everyone was asleep, and the clip was recorded late at night. So there was no way it was someone living in the house. But then, who was the figure descending the stairs and then disappearing behind the wall? Was it a ghost? Was his house haunted? These were the questions he had in his mind. And unfortunately, no one was ever able to give an answer to these. For me, it could be a camera glitch, because some cameras tend to do that when they get faulty. But that would mean it was some intruder in the house. And that is a scary thing in itself. Humans are curious creatures by nature, but there are times when their curiosities lead them into very terrifying situations. For instance, some guys had heard about a cave in a mountain which was famous for being a home of a scary creature, so they decided to go check it by themselves. What they did not know was that whatever they had heard about it was actually true. As they went into the cave late at night, they soon spotted a scary being with glowing eyes hiding behind the stones, looking straight towards them. The second they had their eyes on it, the boys ran for their life. But what exactly was that creature? Was it an alien? Or was it something else? The cave being in a remote area, I don't think anyone would try to go there to prank these guys, unless it were the boys making a fake video themselves. This is a really old footage from a group that was traveling in the Himalaya mountains. The group was filming their trip to have memories for later on, and we can see them filming themselves as they are traversing the mountain range and camping. However, as they were climbing higher and higher, they had a strange encounter no one expected. As they were moving through a covered part of the mountain, they noticed something way ahead in the snowfield. A large, hairy creature making its way through the thick snow. They said that compared to how they were moving through all that snow, the creature was moving a lot faster, making it seem rather easy, as if it was accustomed to such harsh environments. Experts who reviewed the footage estimated the creature to have been around 6.7 to 9 feet tall, but moreover, it could have also been extremely hard to fake a costume that large, moving with that ease in the snow, all the way in the Himalayan mountains. So what do you think? Is this one of the best footage of the Bigfoot? Take a look at this footage from a man who decided to take his dog for a run in the forest. In the video, we can hear the dog barking at whatever was hiding in the grass. But a few seconds after the dog started barking, the creature leaps from the ground, ready to attack. It lunges at the dog, and right when they are side by side, we can see the true scale of the creature. It seems to be a wolf, but it is incredibly large. Larger than any wolf I have personally seen. It was at least 2 times the size of the dog, which also seemed to be big enough itself as well. By how natural the creature moved and the way the dog reacted to it, make it seem very unlikely to be faked. And I know wolves can get pretty big, but this seems unexpectedly large, especially compared to that big dog. Dire wolves were considered to have lived thousands of years ago in North America, but were thought to have gone extinct. Does this prove otherwise? Is that a dire wolf? This is a really short footage caught by some people who were in a ski resort in the mountains of Spain. During a blizzard, they spotted this strange creature moving in the snow, and although it is a really short clip, we can make up the figure of a tall, full of white hair creature. It seems to be bipedal, as we can see it taking a step. But this was not the only sighting these people caught of the creature during their trip, and they managed to encounter it when they had no blizzard outside, and this time they took some pictures of it. It really does seem to resemble some relative of Bigfoot, perhaps a Yeti making its way through the mountains. The people who took these photos reported it to the resort, and an investigation began, but they did not find anything afterwards. So was that a Yeti who understood it stood way too long in sight, or was this a hoax? What do you think? This is the footage from the body cam of a police officer in a raid on a supposed house full of drugs. But what they are about to find is a lot more terrifying. As the policemen proceed to enter the building, we can see the front door continuing to slam really hard. One policeman enters, but the door keeps on slamming. They look up and down at the door to try to understand what is causing this, but cannot see anything. It seems like a normal looking door. After all the policemen enter the already haunted looking house, and looking again at the door which keeps on slamming, they quickly decide that they need to get out of there. And as they get out, we can hear something breaking behind them, which terrifies them even more and makes them start running. So what was that? Why was the door slamming again and again? What was causing that? Is there something sinister going on? Or just some stage trick? Look at what these fishermen caught while out at sea. It It looks like a fish, but it seems to have arms with claws on their end. Personally, I have never seen this combination in a creature. Should it be a fish or a crab? It does look very bizarre. If anyone knows what this is, then please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what we are looking at. And although I know there are really strange creatures in the depths of the ocean, I have never seen this. What we are looking at is a device that was inserted in some sewer pipes to check whether there is some blockage along the way. But as the device was making its way along the pipes, it found something strange. In the muddy water, a hand is seen reaching out to the camera as it passes along. It can seem really creepy to see this in a sewer pipe, and many people were startled by what they saw. But having looked at it for a few times, I think that what we are seeing is just a frog that was startled by the device moving towards it. But what do you think? Was that a frog or something else? Somewhere in Sweden, there is a forest full of creepy clown dolls. They hang from the branches of trees, their painted faces staring down at passersby. Not far away, an old tent stands abandoned. The sight is so unsettling that few people dare to venture into the forest. Locals believe that the forest is haunted. They say that witchcraft was once practiced there, and that the dolls are the remnants of dark rituals. But it is also possible that the dolls are simply the work of pranksters, taking their Halloween decorations to a new level. Whatever the truth may be, the forest of clown dolls remains a mysterious and unsettling place. Those who enter do so at their own risk. Recorded a couple of years ago, this clip still terrifies anyone who watches it. It shows a boy standing in front of the door, looking at someone on the other side of it. Moments pass, and the guy puts his hand on the door's glass, and the person on the other side does the same. But when the guy opens the door and takes the camera with him, we see that there is no one on the other side of the door at all. The child, or whoever it was there, had completely disappeared in thin air. According to the man, his house was haunted, and this wasn't the first time he had seen something like this. And personally, I am starting to believe the guy too. Imagine you are going on a drive with your family, enjoying the sunset and the weather, when suddenly you see something you had never expected to be there. Well, this is exactly what happened to this family while recording the beautiful scene, when suddenly a weird thing happened. A creature which was hiding in the bushes popped its head up and then started running. It was a small being with dark skin, covered with hair as it seemed, and was sprinting along the spot, as if it was trying to hide from the incoming humans. The area did not have many trees, but just grass around it, so it was hard for the creature to stay hidden, and maybe this is why it tried running away. The children in the car sounded quite surprised.
What was that?
To me, it looked like a small animal, which we could not get a clear view of, but there's that fact that animals don't run like that. The mystery of this creature still remains, as no one ever spotted it again. Trail cameras can sometimes give us a view of the deep, dark world we could never see otherwise. And it isn't some animals being unusual. Sometimes trail cams capture things like this too. This picture was taken by the camera one night a couple of months ago. The motion-detected camera, as soon as it sensed something nearby, got activated and caught this thing trying to walk past it. The creature looked rather short, with two glowing eyes due to the flash of the camera, and it had a body covered completely with hair. As soon as the man shared the picture on Facebook, with intentions of getting to know what others think, it received hundreds of different theories. To some, it was a cryptid, while to others, it was an unknown creature which had somehow still survived in the wild without getting noticed by the humans. To be honest, it does look like a cryptid to me too, but with no other evidence, it is hard to come to a proper conclusion. when some friends went up the snowy mountains on an adventure. They had no idea what they were about to see there. As they were busy skiing around, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A lone figure was walking a few miles away from them, in the middle of the mountain. Comparing its size with the surroundings, it looks quite huge, and the fact it was alone and walking in the deep snow, like no big deal, made the friends curious as to what it was. Resembling a human but looking like an animal, the creature perfectly fits the definition of a Bigfoot. But was it really? The video was later given to the authorities, who tried their best to check the whole area but failed to find any clue of the creature. It was a remote area, so the chances of a person being there were pretty low too. According to me, it could be a potentially dangerous predator which luckily did not notice the humans and went on its own. And the clip looks quite real to me. This short clip was uploaded on Facebook a couple of years ago by a man claiming that he had just seen the Bigfoot with his own eyes and had successfully captured it on camera as well. The clip is of low quality and blurry, but one thing that we can see clearly is the giant figure that appears to be walking straight towards the man at first, but then decides to turn the other way and leave. If we look at it more carefully, the creature resembles a Bigfoot in most manners, and there is no doubt about that. And then we have some animals staring at the creature in horror too. However, ask me, and I would say consider the fact that the deadliest predator, which is famous for devouring anything in front of it, and being the strongest walking up to you. There is no way a person can just stay there and keep recording, so there is a big chance that it was a person with a costume on or something. There is a video which was recorded in March 2023 by some people who heard something in their backyard and decided to go check what it was. To their surprise, they saw nothing except two glowing eyes a little far from them. Due to the darkness, it was not clear what animal or creature was there with its glowing like two sharp flashlights. However, the man recording the clip thought it must be a cat and meowed at it. It had little to no effect on the creature, who just kept looking here and there as if trying to figure out a way to get out of the place. According to me, even if the eyes belonged to an animal, it must be a big black panther because the creature looked quite large. There are hundreds of ancient stories and myths on the existence of Greek giants and how they roamed the mountains hundreds of years ago. However, there are times when we get to witness such creatures belonging solely to the stories, in real life too. There is this video recorded somewhere in Canada where some guys who were off to somewhere when one of them noticed something unusual on the top of the mountain in front of them. As they zoomed into the spot, a figure appeared, a tall figure standing at the top of the snow-covered mountain. Shocked, they pulled over to get a more stable and clearer view of the figure, which appeared to be either not moving at all or moving at a very slow speed. For me, it could be something a person put there to scare and prank people, because we could have considered it for being a giant if it had moved a little. Imagine going camping with your friends to get a break from your daily life, but witnessing the real horrors of nature right there. Something similar happened to the guys in this clip who just had an intention of spending some nights away from city life and close to nature. However, the first night they came across a creepy stalker with two glowing eyes who kept staring at them for minutes straight, slowly advancing towards them as if getting ready to attack as soon as it could. The men at first thought it to be just some wild animal and recorded it for a few minutes until they realized the danger they were in. So, they stopped recording and took refuge in their cars until the creature was gone. What exactly was that thing? No one could tell. As for me, it could be an intrigued hyena, wild dog, or any animal, but at the same time, it could easily be an unknown deadly creature lurking in the deep dark woods. The internet is full of thousands of Bigfoot sightings, but one as clear as this one is quite rare to find. Recorded by a man who was out there trying to record the beauty of nature and ended up encountering this beast instead. It shows a huge creature coming out of a bush and walking at a fast pace to dive into another one nearby. It looked like it was trying to hide from the human recording it. The 7-second video was claimed to be the ultimate evidence of Bigfoot's existence, but ask me and it looked clearly like a man with a costume on trying to trick us all. This 3-minute long video was uploaded by a hunter who said he had recorded the weirdest thing he had ever seen in his life. As he was busy doing his business in the woods, he heard some weird noises coming from nearby. Intrigued, he went there to investigate what was causing it, but ended up seeing something he had never expected. A weird, huge figure came out of a den, stood in the dense forest for a while, sat down, looked here and there before going away to somewhere. The man recorded it all at a safe distance while hiding behind a tree, and that is why the creature did not notice him. And since the video was made from afar, and we did not get a clear look at the being, it's hard to tell what it could be. For me, it could be a real clip, or just a man trying to live alone in the woods, and I guess we will never know. Recorded and uploaded a couple of years ago, this video claimed to have captured a terrifying creature mostly invisible to the naked eye. As the video starts, we see a smoke-like thing appear on the right side, and then it moves around quite aggressively before trying to attack the person recording it, which leads to them running away. According to them, it was either a ghost or a much more terrifying creature which no one can see clearly. Ask me, and it looks like someone edited the video and did a really good job. But that's just what I think. It could be a real video too. I mean, you never know. Skinwalkers are creatures known for taking the disguise of different animals and sometimes even humans. This video comes from Florida's Apache Sitgreaves Forest, and in it, we can see thermal footage of the forest. In the woods, there is a human moving with quite impressive speed. You might be thinking, what's wrong with a human moving in the forest? But the strange thing here is that this was recorded in the middle of the Apache Sitgreaves Forest. Encountering a human wandering alone in the middle of the forest seems highly unusual. While it's possible that this could be a regular person, humans can be unpredictable. The possibility of it being a skinwalker can't be ruled out entirely. This drone footage was captured by a person named Kristen in 2023 in Norway, and he claims to have recorded a sighting of an unidentified flying object. In the video, we can enjoy the beautiful cityscape view, but suddenly, an object with bright lights zips past the drone camera's frame. The speed at which this object accelerates is astonishing, and its lights seem to turn off simultaneously. Based on the arrangement of the lights, it appears to be in the shape of a dish. Some viewers might argue that this could be one of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, but such satellites cannot move as swiftly or fly at such low altitudes. Similarly, it doesn't resemble a conventional plane, as planes require more distance to accelerate. So, if it wasn't a satellite or a plane, the question remains. This video was captured by a home security camera during the nighttime. In the footage, we get a view of the area outside the main door of the house. Suddenly, a smoky figure materializes from the left side of the frame, moves to the right, and then disappears into thin air. This was a rather peculiar sight, and towards the end of the video, we see it again. albeit fainter this time. It's challenging to definitively classify this as a spirit or a ghost, as it could also be interpreted as smoke from a nearby campfire due to its smoky appearance. However, the homeowner firmly denies this possibility, stating that it was night and there was no one in their neighborhood lighting a campfire at such an hour. According to the homeowner, this was indeed a sighting of a spirit. Encounters with unexplained creatures can indeed be quite unsettling, and this was the case for these individuals who came across a peculiar sea creature washed up on the beach. Right from the beginning, the creature appeared to have a face resembling that of a bulldog, but possessed a rather skinny humanoid body. Its hands featured large claws, and its feet were equally strange in appearance. What truly sent shivers down their spines were its teeth, sharp and predatory, suggesting that this creature might have been a hunter. The creature was also a pale white color, and its legs appeared to be separated from its body, even though they were found washed up alongside it. What truly left me pondering is the enigma of what kind of strange creature could have caused such an unusual fate to this unknown being. Just like other creatures, Bigfoot is believed to come in various sizes and heights. However, this hiker claims to have encountered a giant among Bigfoots. In the video, we witness the edge of a forest, and a remarkably tall figure is seen running through it. This towering creature is covered in brownish fur and exhibits a distinctly human-like posture. Its long arms swing as it moves, and its massive body frame suggests incredible power and strength. One intriguing question arises. Why is this Bigfoot running? Is it possible that it noticed the hiker filming it and is trying to evade detection? Or could an even larger and mightier creature be pursuing this Bigfoot, forcing it to flee? Venturing deep into the forest, as a hiker without a proper group, can lead to some truly terrifying experiences, turning your hiking trip into a frightening ordeal. In this video, a woman and her partner find themselves in the woods, hearing eerie and spine-chilling sounds.
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something.
Are they getting closer, Julie? No?
These unsettling noises bring their hike to an abrupt halt as they try to identify the source. The sounds are reminiscent of menacing growls, echoing ominously through the forest. They give the impression of coming from a group of creatures, intensifying the fear. The hiker recording the video also mentions that the sounds escalated in intensity when a cyclist passed by the same area. It appeared as though these creatures might have been dwelling in the trees, given how the sounds reverberated.
A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
What do you think these mysterious creatures could have been? This video, captured in India, showcases a nightmarish scenario for those who enjoy nighttime walks. In the footage, the streets are crowded with various animals, including lionesses and dogs, all seemingly going about their business as if it were a typical day. The lionesses are seen in a group, attempting to hunt down a bull. However, the bull proves to be quite courageous and chases them away. The lionesses retreat upon seeing the bull charging towards them. This scene is undeniably unsettling, as it's not common to witness large predators like lions roaming freely on the streets at night. Despite the potentially dangerous situation, The people recording the video appear surprisingly unafraid and continue to document this extraordinary, albeit frightening, occurrence. Encounters with Bigfoot are usually associated with deep forests, making it quite rare to witness one strolling along roads and streets. However, this video captures an intriguing sighting of what appears to be a Bigfoot-like creature walking on a road. The figure stands tall, displaying humanoid characteristics but covered in fur, and it's taking notably long strides. The person who uploaded the video claims it to be a Sasquatch, and many viewers share this belief. Nonetheless, the video's quality isn't optimal, leaving room for skepticism. While it's possible that someone could be wearing a Sasquatch suit, it raises questions about why someone would do this at night with such a low-quality video outcome. Furthermore, an intriguing aspect of the video is that the Bigfoot creature looks back as if something is following it. These weird elements contribute to the mystery and debate surrounding the authenticity of the video. This TikTok video was posted by a user who claimed to have captured a sighting of a creature they believed to be a rake in their backyard. The video begins with the homeowner, who is also the uploader, filming the edge of a nearby forest where something seems to be lurking. Glowing eyes can be seen as this mysterious entity attempts to conceal itself. The homeowner tries to communicate with and confront this creature, but it remains eerily silent, merely staring back at the homeowner. Frustrated by its lack of response, the homeowner takes a more drastic step by firing a shotgun into the air.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. This is our home. You need to leave. You leave now.
Which brings the video to an abrupt end. The homeowner has encountered this creature on multiple occasions, which is why they keep a shotgun on hand at night. It's a puzzling and unsettling encounter, and one can only speculate about the true nature of this mysterious creature in their backyard. The shotgun is, no doubt, a measure of precaution if this rake ever decides to return. Trail cameras placed in forests, especially at night, can sometimes capture eerie and ghostly phenomena. This particular video was recorded by a trail camera, and it provides a glimpse of a wooded area during the night. Suddenly, a smoky and transparent figure materializes within the frame. This ethereal, humanoid-shaped figure takes a few steps before its form undergoes a strange transformation, causing it to hover just above the ground. Eventually, it exits the frame. Upon viewing this video, some individuals believe it might be nothing more than smoke from a nearby campfire. However, what makes this occurrence peculiar is the consistent and defined shape of the smoky figure. Additionally, there appears to be no wind, as indicated by the unmoving tree leaves, raising questions about how the smoke-like entity could move in such a manner. The video leaves us with an intriguing mystery. When you find yourself on a remote forest road and hear mysterious screams emanating from the woods, it's often advised not to venture alone to investigate, as it could potentially be a skinwalker luring you in. In this particular video recorded by a driver, we can hear eerie, womanly crying sounds coming from the forest. The cries sound as though someone is weeping nearby, creating a chilling atmosphere. The driver's instincts told them to help, but fear also held them back, particularly because they were alone in the middle of nowhere near a lake. While there are less unsettling explanations for such encounters, such as the possibility of mountain lions, which are known to produce human-like noises, these sounds seemed exceptionally human-like, making it highly improbable that a mountain lion was responsible. Imagine taking a late-night drive and passing by a school that has been abandoned for many years. Be prepared for something unsettling. In this video, a couple is driving past a haunted school, and as they go by, they capture a figure standing behind the main door. According to the couple, this figure has a humanoid shape and is in motion. It seems as though the figure is gazing directly at them, fully aware that they are recording it. While this is undeniably eerie, it raises some intriguing questions. Why is the main hallway still illuminated if the building has been abandoned for so long? Who is covering the electricity bill for this deserted, haunted school? Could it be that the ghost itself is responsible for illuminating that hallway with its supernatural abilities? If that's the case, having such a helpful ghost around would be a dream come true. Free electricity for everyone. A farmer had been noticing a broken panel in his garage and decided to install a camera to catch the intruder responsible. However, what he captured on video was far more terrifying. The footage shows a mysterious figure on the other side of the panel, attempting to break in. Its unsettling face is visible as it lurks, trying to gain entry. What's even more unsettling is that this figure appears to be completely naked and resembles a creature known as the Rake. But hold on. In the top left corner of the video, another rake-like creature can be seen lurking inside the garage, seemingly scouting for the first rake's success in creating an entry point. This is undeniably a frightening sight for the homeowner, and it might be high time to consider replacing those wooden panels with something more substantial. This couple was alarmed when they heard their dog barking at 2 a.m. Concerned about what might be causing their dog's distress, they went outside to investigate, capturing the incident on camera. In the video, you can see a wooded area in the distance. As they shined a light into the woods, they were startled by the sight of lurking and stalking eyes. The homeowners initially suspected that these eyes belonged to coyotes, possibly attracted by the dog food they had left out for the night. The dog, upon seeing these glowing and strangely moving eyes, grew increasingly anxious and continued to bark.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. What are they? They're blinking, y'all.
What are they doing?
There's lots out there.
Are those coyotes?
I don't know, but they're
Yeah, those are coyotes.
While the presence of coyotes might not be a significant problem, if these eyes belong to something else, it would be wise for them to reinforce their fence and consider keeping their dogs safely indoors. In this video, the homeowner called the police after receiving a notification that the house's door had been opened. The video is recorded from a police officer's body camera as they search the house for any potential intruders. The officer begins by clearing a room and then proceeds downstairs. Suddenly, the officer hears heavy footsteps running, causing him to quickly draw his gun and become alert.
Downstairs clear.
He is clearly startled by these footsteps. However, when he turns to look, there is no one there. The officer seems to think that it might have been his mind playing tricks on him, so he continues down and informs another officer that the area is clear. In fact, some viewers may question the officer's decision not to thoroughly investigate the source of the footsteps, especially since they were quite audible. After reviewing the body camera footage, another search of the house was conducted, but no intruders were found. Dogs have a remarkable ability to sense things that often escape human perception. So when your dog suddenly barks or appears agitated, it's essential not to dismiss their reactions. In this particular incident, a hiker was exploring a forest with his faithful canine companion when something unusual occurred. The hiker's dog came to an abrupt stop and began to bark fervently at an indistinct presence in the distance. Sensing that something was amiss, the hiker halted and decided to record the surrounding woods. To their astonishment, a towering figure materialized briefly, only to vanish behind the trees moments later. This enigmatic figure possessed an imposing stature, standing at an impressive 9 to 10 feet in height. Its appearance was humanoid, characterized by a pallid white complexion. While its body appeared slender, its sheer size was undeniably substantial. The hiker was inclined to believe that what they had witnessed might have been a kind of spirit or ghost. Notably, the figure moved without making a sound, adding to the mystique of the encounter. What are your thoughts on this intriguing incident? This video originates from the Melaleuca Australian forest, where an observant hiker had an encounter with a creature resembling Bigfoot as it traversed a lake. In the footage, we witness this Bigfoot-like entity making its way through the lake, which doesn't appear to be particularly deep. Upon closer examination, in the zoomed-in portions of the video, it becomes evident that this creature possesses humanoid characteristics and maintains a somewhat hunched posture. What sets this video apart and makes it peculiar is the creature's lack of fur on its body, giving it the appearance of wearing some sort of bodysuit. Skepticism arises due to the fact that the creature's height doesn't align with the typical stature associated with Bigfoot sightings. However, the hiker responsible for capturing this footage maintains the conviction that what they observed after the creature emerged from the water was indeed a massive Bigfoot-like being. This video remains shrouded in mystery, leaving room for speculation. More footage of the creature outside of the water could potentially shed light on its true nature. Pranks can be a lot of fun, making us laugh and adding some humor to our lives. However, pranks like this can take a creepy and scary turn. This video was captured by a doorbell camera in the middle of the night. In the video, we can see a humanoid figure walking up to the porch, and it has a really eerie appearance, resembling a witch. This creature has long, unsettling fingers, a featureless face with big, unsettling eyes. The way this witch-like figure behaves is quite frightening, and its sudden movements send shivers down your spine. It's important to note that all of this was just a prank, and someone was wearing that suit. Nevertheless, the fact that this happened around 3 is undeniably eerie. Imagine being the homeowner, hearing the doorbell ring, and when you go to check, you're greeted by this terrifying sight. We've all seen tornadoes, but have you ever seen a lake tornado? This video was recorded in Florida, and it captures a truly unique water phenomenon. In the video, we see a view of a lake, and in the lake, a water tornado is forming. This tornado resembles the typical land tornado, but instead of swirling air, it's composed of rapidly spinning water droplets. The way it impacts the water's surface is both fascinating and quite unusual. Moreover, this water tornado is moving at a fairly high speed. It almost appears as if there's an unknown creature beneath the water, using its power to create this phenomenon. One logical explanation could be that it's simply a tornado that has formed on the water's surface, similar to how tornadoes occur on land. Whatever it may be, it was undeniably a strange and captivating sight. Bigfoot sightings are a rare occurrence because these elusive creatures tend to avoid cameras and being seen by humans. However, one thing is for sure, they love lurking. In this video, a hiker was exploring the woods, recording the beauty of nature and the surrounding forest. During his venture, he noticed some movement in the distance. Upon closer inspection, it became evident that this movement was caused by a dark-furred creature lurking behind a tree. This creature had notably long arms and a substantial size. Moreover, as the video zoomed in further, it revealed the creature had orange fur, somewhat like an orangutan. However, the creature's size and the way it moved didn't match that of an orangutan. The hiker was quite convinced that he had captured a sighting of Bigfoot, and if it truly was Bigfoot, encountering this mighty beast, capable of causing harm in the blink of an eye, is undeniably a scary prospect. Jaywalking is a crime in some places, and people can face consequences for it. But what if the jaywalker isn't a living being? This video comes from India and was recorded by a road security camera. In the video, you can see a busy road, and from across the road, a mysterious, ghostly figure approaches. This ghostly figure proceeds to jaywalk on the road, crossing it without any apparent concern for the passing vehicles. The appearance of this entity is also quite unusual. It's smoky black and has a hunched back. While it moves in a manner resembling a human, its upper body appears strange, almost like an alien. What are your thoughts on this ghostly jaywalker? This video was shared on TikTok by a user with the handle CreepyTalk633, and the uploader claims to have captured a demon standing in the window of his room while he was outside the house. In the video, you can see a house window, and inside the window, there are two glowing eyes staring back at the camera. Upon closer inspection, you can discern that this creature has two devil-like horns on its head. Additionally, this creature is entirely black, with no visible reflections of light on its body. After a brief moment of staring at the camera, this devilish figure disappears. Some viewers who watch this video think it might be a dogman or a werewolf. Regardless of its identity, it was undeniably a deeply unsettling and terrifying sight. I certainly wouldn't want to see something like that standing at my window. This video was recorded at a lake during a family vacation. In the video, you can see the view of the lake. However, something unusual appears in the distance. There's a figure with a smoky, ghostly appearance, and it seems to have a humanoid shape. Strangely, this mysterious, smoky figure appears to be surfing on the water. The odd part is that lakes typically don't have waves like the ocean, so there shouldn't be any real surfing happening. After a while, the first smoky figure starts to fade away, but then another identical one emerges from the water. This is followed by a third one. The question is, could this be some kind of machine in the water that's creating these smoky shapes? And if it's not a machine, then what exactly is going on? Is it a parade of water spirits? It's a peculiar and intriguing sight, for sure. There's an ongoing debate on the internet about the existence of alien unknown flying objects, but videos like this one can certainly make you wonder. In this video, we're looking up at the cloudy sky, and we notice a remarkably strong bright light shining from within the clouds. This light is moving as if it were an aircraft, and it's so intense that it resembles a miniature sun. The light takes on an orb-like round shape. Some viewers who've seen this video suggest that it could be a UFO sighting. UFOs are often associated with emitting unusual lights and traveling at high speeds. However, it's essential to note that there's no clear, definitive evidence to confirm this as an actual unknown flying object sighting. On the other hand, there's also no straightforward explanation for the presence of this strange, glowing orb in the sky. It remains a puzzling and intriguing sight that raises questions and sparks curiosity. If you have insights into what this might be, or if it's a rare natural phenomenon, please share your thoughts with others. This video was shared on TikTok by a streamer who captured some eerie, ghostly activities during a live stream. In the video recorded through a webcam, we see the streamer chatting with his toddler while something unusual happens in the background. The fridge door suddenly opens by itself. Initially, the streamer doesn't seem to notice this, but shortly afterward, he realizes the door is closing on its own. This discovery startles the streamer, and he cautiously approaches the fridge to investigate. However, as he gets closer, the fridge door swings open once more without any apparent explanation. This sudden and unexplained movement of the fridge door terrifies the streamer, and he quickly retreats, leaving viewers and the people watching the live stream astonished. It's important to note that this was all happening during a live stream, witnessed by hundreds of people, and the streamer was alone in the house with only his toddler at the time. This discovery has left local residents with a newfound awareness that something enigmatic and potentially intimidating shares their environment. Security cameras are installed to provide a comforting sense of safety and peace of mind for households. However, there are times when these cameras capture scenes that leave us feeling uneasy. In this particular security camera footage, we see an individual standing at the door, seemingly attempting to gain entry. At first glance, it appears to be a naked person with some form of disability, struggling to get inside the house. But as this figure lowers its head, we are confronted with something truly unsettling. The creature's head doesn't resemble anything human. Instead, it looks like the head of a horse. This mysterious entity stands upright on two legs, possesses a slender body, and oddly jointed arms. The truly unsettling question here is its intent in trying to enter the house. I don't want to think about what might have occurred had the homeowner decided to let this cryptid creature inside. Encountering cryptids and strange creatures is scary enough, but being stalked by one through the woods at night takes fear to a whole new level. This video features a couple recording the nearby woods after hearing strange noises emanating from them.
Not showing up on camera.
There it is. There it is.
There
What
it
is
is.
it? Oh, there's a bunch of them. Where are they? They're blinking, y'all.
Yeah, I see those eyes right there.
Glenn! Glenn!
You see that?
What is that?
When they shine their flashlight towards the source of the noise, they are met with a truly terrifying sight. A pair of eyes staring back at them, blinking eerily. Even their dog senses the unholy presence of this stalking creature hidden in the woods. The stalking eyes move up and down, as if a creepy creature is tilting its head. Some speculate it could be a skinwalker, disguising itself as an animal to stalk humans as potential prey. What do you think it was? Was it just an ordinary animal? Or could it have been something far more sinister? We all enjoy watching wrestlers engage in tough competitions, but have you ever witnessed a man wrestling with a python? This video begins with a python launching an attack on a man, and he skillfully evades the python's wide open mouth. With impressive agility, the man seizes the python by its neck, all while the python continues its attempts to bite him. Once he gains control of the python's neck, he showcases his wrestling prowess by rolling over the python to establish a better grip. The python is determined to consume the man, but is hindered by the neck hold. What adds to the suspense is that as the man rolls over the python's body, the snake attempts to coil around the man, briefly latching onto his shoulder. However, he manages to evade this and emerges as the clear victor. This encounter was undeniably intense, especially considering how the python was relentlessly trying to take a bite out of the man. Nonetheless, we must commend this brave individual for his remarkable python wrestling skills. Things that our human brains struggle to comprehend often tend to unsettle us. And the same goes for encounters with mysterious creatures. In this video, we witness an unknown creature clinging onto a truck tire, leaving the person recording the video utterly confused. The creature in question has a peculiar appearance. A small body, an exceptionally long and thick neck, a lengthy and slender tail, 2 hind legs and 2 front arms. However, what truly adds to the strangeness is when the camera person zooms in on the creature's face. This creature lacks typical facial features like eyes, ears, or nose. It possesses only a mouth filled with incredibly sharp and intimidating teeth. Curiosity gets the better of the person recording, and they cautiously attempt to touch the creature's mouth with a stick to determine if it's real. To their astonishment, as soon as the stick makes contact, the creature swiftly moves its head with lightning speed, causing a moment of sheer fright. Undeterred, the person approaches the creature again, trying to touch it once more with the stick. This time, the creature reacts by twisting its neck and making a lightning-quick bite at the stick. What are your thoughts on what this mysterious, aggressive creature might have been? This video was shared by a farmer on the Creepy Captures subreddit, where he described his encounter with a strange, naked individual on his farm. However, the comments on the post suggested that this was not an ordinary person, but possibly a skinwalker. In the video, we can see a humanoid creature on all fours, sitting in the distance. This creature is entirely devoid of fur, and its features appear mostly human, except for its weird white skin tone and bald head. The creature moves slightly, but then locks its gaze directly onto the person recording the video. Given that the farm is situated at the edge of a forest, it raises the possibility that this creature could be a skinwalker, venturing out in search of food. However, the lingering question remains, for the skinwalker, does the food mean the farmer? This video captures a genuinely eerie and unsettling ghostly encounter as seen through a home security camera. In the footage, a translucent, smoky figure hovers just above the ground. This mysterious entity moves across the camera's view and then drifts to the side of the house. The smoky apparition has an unusual shape, with discernible features like a head and extended arms. But it remains quite perplexing. While some might suggest it could be smoke from a nearby campfire or something similar, the homeowner has confirmed that there was no fire happening outside at the time. What adds to the disconcerting nature of this sighting is the homeowner's claim of subsequent strange occurrences within the house, such as picture frames falling on their own and lights turning on without any apparent cause. This video was captured by an explorer who specializes in investigating abandoned houses. As he boldly ventures into a spooky, deserted house, he relies on his flashlight to illuminate and inspect the eerie surroundings. However, something quite startling happens. If you look closely, right behind him, a ghostly and transparent figure materializes seemingly out of thin air and moves toward him. When this ghostly figure makes contact with him, the man gets a jolt and immediately turns around to see what's behind him. To his surprise, there was none there. Then, in another doorway, the same mysterious figure passes by. While the video quality isn't very high, it's clear that this apparition resembles a spirit of some sort. At the time, the explorer might have dismissed it as a trick of his mind, but upon reviewing the video later, he must have been absolutely shocked by what he had unknowingly encountered in that house. I bet he's having second thoughts about exploring more abandoned houses in the future. Exploring the world from an animal's perspective can be quite an adventure. Sometimes it leads us to unexpected and mysterious moments. In this captivating dog cam footage, we catch a glimpse of the wild through the eyes of a dog. At first, everything seems normal as the dog leisurely walks through its natural habitat. But then, something out of the ordinary happens. A colossal and enigmatic figure strides into the camera's view. This figure is covered in jet black fur and stands ominously tall. What makes this encounter even more strange is that the dog doesn't seem to notice this mysterious presence at all. It continues its journey as if nothing extraordinary has occurred. The idea of a potential encounter between Bigfoot and the dog, if the dog were to become aware of it, piques our curiosity. Imagining Such a fight in the untamed wilderness is both thrilling and thought-provoking. What truly unsettles the human mind is encountering something it can't explain. Such experiences can leave us in an unsettling state. In this video, we come across a strange creature positioned near the edge of a forest. The video quality isn't great, making it challenging to discern its true form, but looking at it from a distance, it definitely doesn't resemble anything we're familiar with. As the video progresses, this mysterious entity starts to move, revealing its hindquarters. This is where things take a spine-tingling turn. It appears to have human-like legs. What makes it even more unsettling is the way it moves. It doesn't seem to walk, but rather drags itself along. What are your thoughts on what this creature could be? Feel free to share your comments below. Here, we witness a car navigating a desolate forest road, its headlights piercing through the darkness. However, as the car makes a turn and proceeds forward, something swift darts across the road right in front of the vehicle. Upon closer examination, with slowed down and zoomed in footage, it becomes apparent that this creature bears a striking resemblance to a werewolf, displaying its characteristic physical features. It moves with remarkable speed and possesses a considerable size, vanishing from view in the blink of an eye. What makes this encounter truly hair-raising is the fact that the driver was alone on this isolated road. And as legends go, werewolves are not known for their friendliness towards humans. This video, shared by a Facebook user who goes by the name Colliamed, claims to capture footage of Bigfoot during a camping trip in Alaska's boreal forest. In the video, we see the person behind the camera attempting to conceal themselves while recording a large, dark, and seemingly massive black figure moving in the distance. This enigmatic figure briefly appears in the frame for just a few seconds before disappearing into the woods. Some might argue that it could be a large ape or gorilla, but what sets this being apart is its walking posture. It appears to move in a more humanoid manner rather than the typical gait of a gorilla or ape. Furthermore, the sheer size and massive body frame of this creature seem to align more with the legendary description of Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this intriguing footage? If you have a family member who experiences sleepwalking, you probably know it's usually not a major concern. However, I believe this video might change your perspective. The video was shared by a Reddit user who explained that they were asleep but woke up at 2 in the morning to some noise coming from the kitchen. Curious, they decided to investigate and stumbled upon quite an unsettling scene. In the video, we see a lady in a white dress who turns out to be the person recording's mother. She is sleepwalking, and her actions are somewhat disturbing as she keeps opening and closing the oven. Then, something even more eerie happens. She suddenly stops and an eerie silence fills the room. The person recording calls out to her, but her mother turns her head toward her in a rapid and frightening manner.
Ma?
Experiencing this, the person recording understandably became frightened and rushed away. For me, it's unsettling to think about what might have happened next, whether the mother pursued her or not. This video comes from a trail camera, but it doesn't capture footage of an animal or a bird. Instead, it reveals a naked man crawling through the area. In the video, we can see a figure hunched over in the distance, crawling near the trees. Even from a distance, it's apparent that it's a naked man engaged in this unusual activity. What makes this scene strange and eerie is the mystery surrounding his purpose. Is he a drug addict, possibly under the influence? and wandering through the forest in this manner? Or could he be someone in distress struggling to walk and resorting to crawling in a desperate attempt to seek help? The possibilities are numerous, and we can only speculate. Regardless of the reason, one can only hope that this individual received the assistance or support they might have needed in this peculiar situation. Caves have always held an air of mystery, and many of their secrets remain unexplored to this day. This video, captured by a Russian hiker during their expedition, adds to the intrigue. In the footage, the hiker stumbles upon something inside a cave opening, accompanied by eerie growling sounds emanating from within.
Taşın içinde bir şey var.
The creature in question appears humanoid and reacts to the hiker's voice by looking up, revealing a mouth-like facial feature. Additionally, the figure seems rather dark in color, likely adapted to the low-light environment of the cave. It appears to be quite wary of the torchlight shining upon it. What to make of this creature is a perplexing question. Given the limited information available, it's challenging to draw any definitive conclusions. It could be a natural denizen of the cave adapted to its environment, or it might be an unknown species. Nature often surprises us with its captivating and unexpected phenomena. This video showcases one such intriguing encounter. In the footage, a girl exploring the woods comes across a peculiar-looking branch in the distance. Strangely, this branch appears to take on the shape of a bizarre ape-like creature hanging from it. As the video continues, the girl recording mentions that she felt as though the thing on the branch moved its head.
Oh my god, did it just move? It just moved its head, looked at me, didn't it? Oh my gosh. There's its face right there. Look at his face.
While we might not discern this movement clearly in the video, a closer zoom reveals a genuinely eerie face. This face has discernible eyes and a mouth. The strange presence on the branch could be a product of the forest's creative formations, or it might be a mysterious creature attempting to camouflage itself. Whatever it is, there's no denying its eerie and unsettling nature. A mother posted a video on Facebook explaining that while she was out grocery shopping, her son had taken her phone and recorded himself. The intention was simply to capture some fun moments, but the video ended up revealing something deeply unsettling. In the video, the child is seen happily recording himself. However, as he moves through the hallway and into a room, something truly strange appears. There are a pair of eyes on the ceiling behind him. These eyes emit an eerie, glowing light and convey a sense of dread. The boy continues past without noticing them. Towards the end of his recording, as he sets the phone down to finish, something even more unsettling appears in the corner of the frame. A dark, shadowy figure standing there. What makes this truly creepy is that the boy was alone at home, and his mother had just gone out for a quick trip to the grocery store. It's safe to say that after this experience, the mother might think twice about leaving her child alone in such circumstances. This video comes from Spain and depicts the aftermath of a road accident. In the footage, we can see paramedics and first responders tending to injured individuals scattered around the scene. Additionally, there's a bus that appears to be involved in the accident. Amidst all this commotion, there's an observer lurking in the background, unnoticed by everyone on the scene, but captured by the camera. Upon closer examination, achieved by zooming in and pausing the video, it becomes apparent that this lurker is a humanoid creature, completely naked. Its features bear a resemblance to that of a skinwalker, and it possesses long arms. The unsettling question that arises is, why is this skinwalker there, lurking in the shadows? Is it waiting for someone to become separated from the group so it can pounce, Or could it have had some involvement in causing the accident in the first place? The mystery surrounding the presence of this enigmatic creature adds a chilling layer to an already distressing situation. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in. For more captivating content like this, click here.